Okay, just very good morning to everyone and welcome to this session. I believe some of you have used this session in the past. I mean, this platform in the past, and some of you might be very new to this platform, or some of you have, go in search for something. Maybe you have not found something here. So today's session, I will take you through to, to share with you how you can, manage this content to support your research. First thing is, when we talk about managing, we are talking about how you can find the right information, what content do I have in this collection, and how I can, organize this collection from this platform to support my research, to take it back to my citation management system and all that throughout this session. Yeah, in this session, at the end of the session, I will also cover another product called Proquest eBook Central, where you can find collections of ebooks. So the first part of this session will be Proquest, Dissertation, and Thesis Global. Okay, so let's move on. So before I move on, I also would like to give a little bit brief introduction about myself. So my name is Kurinji Malar, and I'm the training and consulting partner with Proquest. Proquest is now part of Clarivate, and I'm in Malaysia. I'm based in Malaysia, and been in this industry for almost about 15 years, working very closely with the academic institution as well as the corporate sectors across Southeast Asia. So that is a little bit about me. Okay. Now in this session, there are 4 things that we cover. As you know, in any of the learning session, we must have objective, what we want to achieve towards the end of the session. So in this session, we have 4 objectives. One is to understand the content. What is Proquest, dissertation, and thesis? What's the coverage like? Where do I get the content? What's the content about? And so on. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, in any databases, because contents are from databases, in any databases, learning how to find the right information or the targeted information is very important. As you know, that all the databases have their own way to respond to your query. So in this session, I will focus on how you will manage this platform, how your query will be responded by the Proquest database. Okay, Proquest, dissertation, and thesis. Number 3 is on value. Why is it so? Is the value of accessing to Proquest, dissertation, and thesis global. So some of you are already been in this research background, so you know a lot more about research. So I will just touch base on what, especially for if you're undergraduates, if you have undergraduates in this session, I will touch base how you can also maximize the use of Proquest, dissertation, and thesis. Okay, and finally, like I said, once we have got the information, how do I curate this information? How do I organize this information? And also, it's very important for us because research takes a bit longer time. So you want to keep yourself updated on your own domain. So how you can use this platform to do so. Okay, four main objective we have 1.5 hours. We will cover that shortly. Okay, so before I go further, I also would like to take you through this introduction on Proquest, dissertation, and thesis. Let me just share me. So I'm going to go off video for a minute until when we have Q&A session. Just let me off my video just to manage the internet bandwidth. Okay. So Proquest, the background of Proquest, dissertation, and thesis. So Proquest has been disseminating the dissertation and thesis content along the way. So it started in 1939, and it begins with the name of the UMI. It started with the UMI, where it started disseminating the collections of dissertation and thesis. It collates all the information from the institutions and then start disseminating the content. So along the way, in year 2000, we look at when we come to this. 2000. In the past, it's always people look at Proquest, dissertation, and thesis as a very US-centric collection, US-centric content. But in 2000, the PQDT team has started expanding across the global. So you have global coverage, you have content from UK, content from Europe, content from Middle East, you have content from Asia as well. Yeah? And now in these last 2-3 years, we have been also expanding to Southeast Asia. So some of the collections from Malaysia, collections from Singapore and Philippines, and Indonesia is already part of the collections here. Okay, so now in 2020, Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, they launch ETD dashboard. ETD dashboard means, let's say if you become part of the partner who offer the content, the institution who offer the content in this platform will also able to monitor, to look at who actually looking at my research, who other institution are actually using my research, which country is using my research more. So you are able to monitor your, who how your research visibility, your research has reached to the global world. Yeah, you are able to access to that. That's what is just a progress on the Proquest Dissertation and Thesis. Okay. Now, as you know that a lot of research are driven by global challenges, whether it's by climate change or human rights or infectious diseases, migration, or peace and conflict, democratization, and digital divide. I see that a lot of your focus also, research focus also on the digital divide. And so this is why, the whole global challenges actually have driven researchers to look up for information. So here with this Proquest Dissertation and Thesis platform, you would be able to find a lot of topics across these global challenges. Okay, as we know that academic research is changing. It's in the past, we were just depending on one type of sources, scholarly journals, usually scholarly journals. But now with the advancement in technology, a lot of information is surfacing. So you have access to more than one type of content. You have access to content such as dissertation and thesis, conference papers, trade journals, books, and many more, etc. You will know it from your library, yeah, from your library portal. So why is dissertation and thesis? Yeah? Dissertation and thesis, it's very, very popular lately in the last few years or so, because you know that only 25% of the dissertation research contributing to future scholarship. So only the 25% of dissertation and thesis, it's going to next level. But whereas that 75% of the dissertation and thesis is in untapped resources. So it's available, but it is not being noticed, it's not being discovered. So here in this collection, you are able to uncover the undiscovered content, that more than 75% content in this platform. Okay, yeah, and including the total of the 25% as well. Okay, today I just want to share with you, since I just take this opportunity to share with you, you are not only looking at accelerate your discovery. That means you are not going into to do a research within this platform, but you also need to know, once you have done your research, it can be your research paper, it can be your dissertation and thesis. Yeah, once you have completed that, you would also want to amplify your research. Yeah, as an institution, your institution can amplify the research through this platform. You can be partnering with Proquest Dissertation and Thesis to disseminate your services, to know how much your research is reaching out to the global world. Okay, so that is amplifying the research. Accelerating is you will come to this platform, find the right dissertation and thesis to see it as an example, or is finding for getting an idea of your research paper, the topic of your research, and etc. Then you will see that once you have amplified this, you will see how you can analyze, learning how the world is actually using your data, your research, your findings, and etc. Okay, you see, you analyze your influence. Okay, now coming back to Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, the collection that you have in your institution. Like just earlier we saw that from your library portal, when you go into your e-resources, entering your credentials, and you will come, when you come to Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, you are able to access to over 5 million records of dissertation and thesis. in the form of both abstract as well as full text. And then you have more than 3 million text, full text. It's available in the full text. So here you have over 5.3 million records in abstracts as well as full text, and 3 million in the full text. Okay, and this platform is the official repository of United States of Library Congress. So you know that the value of it. And the next thing is who actually have represented content, who have provided the content to this platform. So there are over 60 countries. You can see here, over 60 countries has represented the content in this platform, including you have over 60 countries with 4,100 universities has represented, yeah, so across the world. And this content is being added yearly. Last year, I think we have added more than 200,000 content in here. So what it means to you here is every year, the content evolves. That means a new discovery is found, a new research is found. So this content, it evolves, and you can actually keep yourself updated on the progress of your research topic as well. Okay, now, why is it important? Why is that this platform is important? So we are now, we in this session, although I have spoken about the amplifying your collection, your dissertation and thesis, how you can analyze the use of your dissertation and thesis across the global world. But in this section, we are going to talk, we are going to look at impact, the impact part. That means how you can maximize the use of these collections of dissertation and thesis. So like I said, so you have more than 5.3 million works across this world, content coming from across the world, with the 3 million in full text. So what it means to you now is you have in-depth scholarly examples to access to, right? Usually we will find for dissertation and thesis, but if we do not know where it comes from, if you're going into the open web, but now it's all the collections, and it comes with the detail in indexes. So for instance, if you have if you want to know who are the advisor of the, if you want to just go for specific advisor of this collection, you can go into the advisor specifically and look at how is this advisor supported the dissertation and thesis and dissertation across the world. So it is indexed so easily. You can find the information just by going into specific field of the research. Okay, so it's because it's going through the Proquest platform. So the indexing is robust, is done by the Proquest editorial team. It goes through a review and it's indexed well. So it's easy for you to find that information. The next important thing is, like I said, it's actually a huge collections of scholarly examples right from the topic to know, okay, what's this topic about? This is my similar topic. What's the content? What is the table of content? What is the introduction about? What's the literature review content? How literature review is done in this selection, in this collection of content. So those are all examples. Not only that, as compared to the scholarly journals, you will see the methodology used in this dissertation and thesis is a lot more in-depth. So you can go and look at, okay, what methodology has been used. And finally, it delivers recommendation and findings to the new trends and ideas. So, so the user, the author who actually did the research will now know, okay, what is his current limitation, is their current limitations, and they will recommend the future recommendations. Yeah. So for you, it's very important for you can look at that from many perspectives. One is from the, finding the gap. What the limitation, like why in this dissertation there was a limitation, and what's the limitation, and how do I want to address the limitation? How do I want to close the gap? So you can apply those concepts either into your own research here in our region, in our country, or in any of your own research perspective. Okay, so that's very important for you. And not only that, you are able to find the in-depth research. It is not published anywhere, but it is published through the Proquest dissertation and thesis. So you are able to find this research in this platform. So that is why it's very important for you to use this platform. Okay, so using this platform is not so difficult. It's very easy. I will take you through. You will easily find this information. Okay, these are some of the contributing institutions. So what I want to emphasize is the contributing institutions are also coming from some of the top two. Some of the institutions are part of the top 200 world rankings. You can see that they are here. It's just for your quick glance. And here you go. These are sample of universities are using your thesis. They are also part of the contributors. They are also part of the users of this thesis. Okay, now here I just want to share with you. It's in 2021, in Q2, these are the subjects that being added. Yeah. So now to show you that Proquest dissertation and thesis is a multidisciplinary database. Only in Q2 you can see there's a lots of collection: engineering, biological science, behavioral science, mathematics and physical science, business related, interdisciplinary, and some general social science studies as well. So it's all being included in this platform. So it is a multidisciplinary platform. Okay, this is just to show every year, every month, there will be a top 25 list of masters and doctoral titles that we will look at it from most accessed. So for you, you can go to the site. This is an open web. It's available into the open web. So you can go into this thesis and see why is this particular master thesis or the doctoral dissertation is highly accessed. Why is it mostly accessed? Why it's so popular? What the topic is so popular? You know, you can go and have a quick look on that. Okay, just to share with you. Now talking about the disciplines, the content that you can find. So you may come from a different discipline, different interests of your research. Yeah. So if you want to know, will I find some relevant information? So you can see that this dissertation and thesis, it covers areas from the business to the architecture to the language to social sciences, engineering to environmental science to health and medical, and many more. Actually, it's many more. So these are the very broad subjects that we have listed here. And when you go into more granular topics, so you can see there is a research more on public health, energy, education, biology, logic, nursing, and many more. Yeah, actually the smaller ones as well. That you can see the smaller words. This is for your quick glance as well. Okay, now like I said, this Proquest content is growing across the international presence. So you can see that the collections are although they are mainly like, you have quite a bit of collections from US where lots of new findings are discovered in US, and UK, as you see, is quite a bit of contribution as well. And for Asia, we have China, India, and Hong Kong has represented as the main contributors to this collection, and Europe as well as the Middle East, as well as now I've spoken about Southeast Asia. So we have the institutions from Singapore, we have institutions from Malaysia, we have institutions from Indonesia, and Philippines already participated in this initiative. I think if your institution would like to be part of the contributors, that should be also looked at it later. Okay, now we know what content type we have in this collection. Yeah, so we know what we have, we know why it's important to you to know about this collection. So now how do I find that information? So coming back to techniques. So if you have attended this session in the past, or if you have attended some of my sessions, my public webinars on search strategies, you will now know how to use this platform easily. So like I always say, every platform has their own way to respond to your query. Some of it similar, some of it slightly different. So for you, very important to learn about this platform, to connect yourself with this platform. So if you know, like Proquest, it's once you know how it responds, it's easy for you to find that information. So Proquest is just like any other databases. Boolean operators, it works for Boolean operators. Phrase searching, it works here. Narrowing the filters, word variance default, lookup list, limiting search fields, truncation, proximity operators, all these techniques works very well here. You don't have to worry about this because I'm going to take you through this quick update on how important points that you need to know about this platform when it comes to search tips. So when anyone come to this platform, the intentions can be, or the objective of their reason to come to this platform can be varies, yeah, can be different. So one is for them just to come and see, I have an idea of a broad topic, a broad subject. I want to see, is there any similar dissertation available in this platform? So you may have that objective. Another one is you want to learn more about this research. You basically have your research term, you have your key terms, everything ready with you. You already done your key term map and so on. The other one is basically to see, okay, what's the next level of research? What's the research? You basically just want to know what's happening around that the area of your research. So many different reasons to come to this platform. Okay, so whoever comes to this platform definitely have your key term in your mind, right? You know what you want to search. Either it can be the broad search term, it can be the very specific key term, right? It can be that, or you may have a question. So if you have a question, so you need to break it down into keywords. Make sure you break it down to keywords, because Proquest platform, it doesn't really accepts the whole question, but it actually picks up from the keywords. Yeah. So make sure you have. So if you have more than 2 keywords, so if let's say if you key in artificial intelligence, the system will automatically recognize this with the N in between. It relates the 2 key terms and say, I want, so when you put in artificial and intelligence, the system remembers this. Oh, sorry. If you enter artificial intelligence, the system recognizes this as artificial and intelligence. So it will go and look up for every article where if there's a term artificial, there's a term intelligence. So it will look up for it. So that is how it works from Proquest database. So if you want this as a phrase, you make sure you put in a quotation mark. So most of you coming from the research background, you already know about this. This is for those who are not sure, still new. If you are new, then you can take down these notes. The rest of it is very simple. For Proquest had made it very simple for you. That means it recognizes the singular and plural noun, comparative and superlative adjectives, the spelling variances between the US and British. So you don't have to worry whether you want to put in this the term into English spelling or the British spelling. You don't have to worry. It automatically recognizes. All you remember, if you want a phrase, put in a quotation mark. Okay. Now next come to, this is Boolean operators. I'm sure some of you, if you have attended your information literacy or your research skill class in the past, you know that how Boolean operator works. Boolean operator is one of the very important search strategies that you want to find the right information. So in this case, in Proquest, the Boolean operators that applies to this platform is and, or, not. But you know, and is automatically recognized. Even though I put in term like metabolites, if I put metabolites indigenous, it will automatically recognize it metabolites and indigenous. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Now, next thing is the or. Or is very, very important, because most of us are very comfortable to put in the key term with comma, with dash, and you know, the additional key term, just like we want to search it in Google. So it doesn't work that way. So in this platform, if you want to have additional key terms, you must say, okay, I want this key term to be indigenous or natural, or if you have any other terms like organic, then you say or organic or original and so on, depending on your term. So when you come to, depending on your key terms, when you come to this part, when you want to enter your key term, you can start with one key term, but eventually if you want to cover all the important collections of your research, you must have your research map, your key term map or concept map. So you have all your concepts, all your key terms that are relevant to the concept, your synonyms, the key term synonyms and the related terms. And also if you have technical terms, then you have scientific terms, all that has to be collected first so that you find the right information. Okay, so that's where you need to use the or to expand it. Okay, now I won't go through every of these because I think this is already sometimes covered in the information literacy classes, or you could have been, you have already known about it. But don't worry, because I have a videos, e-tutorial video for these basic terms and basic searches, advanced searches, search tips, and also publication search. Hold on a second. Let me share that in the screen, in the chat box. Okay, so please pay attention at the chat box. I'm sharing the 4 links. The links are like basic search, advanced search, search strategy tips, and publication search. Okay, what is this? This is actually will take you to a e-tutorial in the video form, yeah, e-tutorial. That will take you through like kind of a tutorial to say how basic search works, how advanced search works, what are the tips and the strategies you need to apply. And if you want to do publication search, how do you do it? So it's all there. So I will not spend much time here because you can have a quick look later after this session. Okay, so I would like to talk about asterisks. Asterisk is one important tips that you want to take note. As you know, these authors are coming from different background across the world. How they have structured the sentence, we do not know. In what context, we are not sure. So what I want you to take note is, whenever you have your key terms, always pause a few seconds and just think whether could there be a variances in this term. If there is a variances, just identify the root word and then you add the asterisk here. It will then find the rest of the key terms, the rest of the variances. So just remember that. Okay. We're coming back to advanced search. So as you know, if you are very you do your research very often. So if you are being exposed to many platforms, not only dissertation thesis or any other databases, you will realize that every databases will have the basic search as well as advanced search. So in advanced search is very important because advanced search is where you can find the right information because the content has been already indexed such a way. So Proquest dissertation and thesis also being indexed such a way, so you can find information easily. So for instance, if you say, I want this is my key term, I want my key term to be discussed at the abstract level. So you can just select abstract and put in your key term here. Or you want you want to find information where the title, you want your key term to appear at the title. Then you can just choose the document title and find the information. By doing so, your research is very focused. It will only focus when you put in abstract, then it will just focus on the abstract. If you put in title, then it will only focus at title. But whereas if you want to, this is important when you already know your title, you know what you want to search. If you are looking for coming here to looking for some ideas, then you also have subjects and indexing. Okay, you can come to this platform. Okay, now I want to go back to the live demo. If you have any question, you feel free to put it in the chat box. I think I can monitor, and the rest also can monitor from Nurul, and the team can monitor as well. So if you have any question, you just feel free to put it in the chat box. Yeah. So moving forward, I want to go into the live demo. Okay. So before I go, so this is how your e-tutorial looks like when you click on the link that I shared in the chat box. This is how your e-tutorial looks like. So it will take 2 to 3 minutes of your time to learn about each of these: basic search, advanced search, the search strategy tips, as well as publication search. Okay. Just pause for a few minutes before I go into the screenshot demo as well as the live demo. Okay, I don't see any questions. I move forward. I will go forward. Yeah. So in this platform, it is like if you want to identify or define your research topic, this will be a right place to go to, because it's an efficient discovery and you have huge research collection in this platform. So whenever you have a broad subject area, so for example, you have a term, if you want to search about electrical engineering related topics. So all that you do is just one huge big topic, electrical engineering, and see what are the topic that done with research within that particular electrical engineering related topics. So you can do so. And not only that, when you find a topic that is very interesting to you, closer to your research topic, closer to answer your research question, then that is very important. That is your SIG document, where you can actually examine and evaluating the findings. Yeah, you actually take you to next level from the references, from the cited by, from the related documents connected to this particular dissertation and thesis, and similar dissertations. So you can have a lot more findings. It take you to next level of your research. Okay, now let me move forward. So this platform is very easy. So for example, this is related to educational technology. Yeah, it's educational technology. So if you are coming to this platform and say, my broad topic to do research on educational technology, but I want to see what type of research is available and how I can maximize the use of this information to support my research or to come out with the topic of my research. Okay, so you come to this platform and say, okay, this is my my broad topic is educational technology. So you use a subject and you will see all the research that is been tagged under the educational technology will appear here. You have lots of results here. And this coverage is from 1923 to current and ongoing. So you can limit your timeline as well. So this is like, I want to discover information from a broad subject area. So that is to support that purposes. Okay. Now, not only that, within that broad topic, which area, which subject do you want to embark on? Which subject will be relevant to you? When you, at this point, if you are not even sure, okay, educational technology can be such a broad topic. So what can be part of this collection? What can be part of these findings? So you now expose yourself to all these new terms, new concepts of research and so on. So you are getting more information. Okay. Now, not only that, not only from subject is still broad, then you will see from the index term, the keyword, the more granular, more relevant term to the educational technology, you will see that you have other key terms that you want to focus to. Okay, so now again, you get more, you are expanding your key term, your concepts of research, the key term of your research and so on. So this is how you discover very quickly. Okay, now with this, you can also go looking at information with the latest trend. So this is the same just like earlier, but what happens now is this is like when you already decided on your topic, on your granular topic or your research topic is like research question, machine learning. You want to learn about machine learning specifically. So whether it's in title or in abstract, yeah. So you're very specific. So with that, you also will have the content coming coverage from, you know, the older, from 1641 onwards, you will have a lots of coverage. But what you want to look at is the last 5 years trends, last 6 years trend, last 7 years trend. So depending on your research focus, so basically you just have to confine it which time frame that you want to look at. Okay, so you have that option. And here again, from the machine learning, what are that key index terms that you want to focus, whether you want to go for deep learning, data mining, security, whatsoever, come up to you. What do you want to look up for? Okay, now use Proquest to find information top institution. So we talk about institution, yeah, the top 200 institution as part of this has contributed to this collection. So what we want to know is, okay, I know this particular university, the top university in the world in this particular research. So if you want to go in and say, I want to look up, in this example, we use microbiology as a main topic. And we want to see the research done by the Cornell University. There's one of the Ivy League universities in US. So you want to see what the research. Why you want to know is, you want to know in microbiology, what type of research has been done? What is their findings direction like? How do they go about this research? What the findings are? What is the gap of the research? Then you can see all that information just by typing in your key term and associate it to the school or the institution. Okay, very easily can find this information. Okay, now once you have got those information, this is where you will examine and evaluate the existing findings to look at the abstracts, look at the limitations, look at the recommendation, use the methodology used, the literature review, all this is available here. So for you, it's very important. You can see, you can learn from here what has been done wrong, what was the limitation, and how do I close the gap by changing my either my sampling or my risk methodology. What was the limitation? You just correct it and say, okay, this is my next. I'm taking this research to the next level, and I'm doing it on the in the context of Malaysia, in context of Asia. Depending on where you want to do. Okay, so up to you, and how do you want to decide it? Okay, I'm going to go into the deeper research, related research and all later. I'm going to take you through how you can use this to, go into the related research, the citation connections, as well as the similar dissertation and all. We will see this in our live demo. Just give me a minute. Now I'll take you to the live demo. Okay, so just to recall, if you remember how Arianti has taken you through this library portal, go into your e-resources and enter your credentials. Yeah, enter your credentials, the right credentials. And once you have entered your credentials, you go into the list of database. And if you go into Proquest dissertation and thesis, you will come to this platform. Yeah, you will come to this platform. Although you don't see this is a Proquest dissertation and thesis, the moment you see Proquest, is available. But you have 4 databases as part of this collection. So if you go into change database, you can see you have collections of Proquest dissertation and thesis. With that, you also have complementary content from publicly available content, as well as coronavirus research database is a complementary together with this platform. So when you do your search here, it will go through the whole entire databases and give you the results. Okay, so you can still leave it like this. Okay, now at this platform, you can see you have option to do basic search, advanced search, publication search, and you can also browse it. Browse is straightforward. So our focus is more on basic search and advanced searches. Okay, now because your intentions to come here to look for dissertation and thesis, either you can change this database, go into the research dissertation and thesis, or you can leave it as publicly accessed content altogether. I'm going to leave it such a way, unless I want to go and show you something specific. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this to see that you have more content to discover. Okay, now your research can come from any subject. So if your research is relevant to, say, for example, artificial intelligence, or if your research is relevant to machine learning, natural language processing, cyber security, data privacy, Internet of Things, if that's from the engineering related, that is from the computer science related. So if you are looking at it from engineering perspective, there are many topics that you can cover, from electricals, electronics engineering, renewable energy, or you are looking at energy storage or computational algorithms, aerospace vehicle, rooftop solar, rooftop photovoltaic, or any topic that you want to search for, yeah, because this is your research, you know what you want. So I can just give some examples, but you can apply the same concept later to support your own research area. So before I begin, I want to show you the difference between the basic search as well as advanced search. So always there's a question, so when do I use basic search and when do I use advanced search? Okay, so basic search is if you haven't discovered your topic, if you have a topic in your mind, and if you want to know, can I find information in Proquest dissertation and thesis? So you are coming here to do a quick checkpoint to see, do I have enough materials? I want to start my research topic on this platform. So if you want to see that, it's always, I would say, okay, I want to do research on, so for example, okay, let's say you want to look at, this is a very common topic, artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is what you want to see. Okay, so what you probably look at, you put in, come here, you know this platform. Before that, you know how it respond to you. So you know artificial intelligence means it will look up for artificial and intelligence, although most of the time there's together artificial intelligence. So you will see that when you put in something like that, you will find articles. But at the same time, you will see there are also artificial on its own, right? Because it relates artificial and intelligent. So you can go, either you go back, and you don't have to go back. Hold on, yeah. I want to show you it from here. You can, from here, you can just put in your quotation mark like this and say, okay, I'm actually looking for artificial intelligence specific. Then you can relate it like that. Okay, so now it's lesser, it's specific, more specific. It's only look at artificial intelligence specifically. Okay, if you notice that. So that's how it works. First step when you're doing your basic search. So from basic search, you can also say, is there anything on robot or robotic? So remember, when you want to enter your key terms, just pause few seconds and think robot, robotic, or is there any other? How you will know this is by reading. The more you read, the more you know, okay, this could be also robot or robotic. So you want to put in your quotation mark like that. Sorry, yeah, asterisk here, not quotation mark, your asterisk. Here is your quotation mark to make this as a phrase, and here as a robotic or robot as an extension. So how it relates this is artificial intelligence, and because you don't have a gap here, so you don't have a term here, so it is read this and robotic or robot. Okay, so that's how it works. So now you will find more specific information. You will have robot as part of the collections, part of the discussion as well. Okay, so that's how it goes. Okay, that is actually basic search. Now, if I want to go into why I must go into advanced search is, okay, why basic search is because you know, okay, that's good. I can continue with my research paper. I find a lot of articles here, a lot of information here. So you go into the advanced search when you have more specific information. If you want to use the same concept here, you can still put in like this. Yeah. So let's say now I'm going to move on to a different example. So let's say I want to go into research on say Internet of Things. Okay, Internet of Things or IoT. Okay, just put in. So you can make a decision again here. Either you haven't got any research on it, or you want to see any research related to IoT, then you come to the search fields and say, okay, I haven't got any ideas. I want to get some ideas about IoT related research. So use the all subject indexing. Okay, so just to be specific, you can also say you want to get IoT or Internet of Things as a phrase. Okay, make sure you do this. Otherwise, you get a lot of information. Okay, now you know in this platform, when you come to your Proquest dissertation and thesis platform, when you go into subject and put in Internet of Things or IoT, you will find like 24,000 documents. Why these documents are appearing here as a results page? That's because this has been already tagged under the information. Sorry, Internet of Things is already being tagged. Okay, it's being tagged as the subject. So not only that, you are also now exposed to other relevant subjects that relevant to Internet of Things. So you may not only do research on Internet of Things. You probably want to look at, using use of Internet of Things in patient monitoring, health monitoring, and so on. So you will now get a lot more ideas on Internet of Things as well. Now, the next thing is I wanted to focus is, okay, why is it here? That's how it's, yeah, okay, that's how it's being tagged. So now when you come to this platform, your interest is to look up for the dissertation and thesis, right? So when you come to, because it's a combination, if you have combination of scholarly journals, that because we chose all the 4 databases, so you can now come to this database and say, okay, my interest is to look up for the Proquest dissertation and thesis global. Yeah, this is what I want to see. So you just focus it this way Just focus and say, I want to look up for these materials that is relevant to Internet of Things. So now you know that you have all the collections from different universities. This is from the Walden Universities, the University of Texas, the Colorado Technology Universities. So if you want to again do a focus on it, just go to the subjects and say, okay, within the Internet of Things, okay, I can look at it from the electrical engineering perspective, computer engineering perspective, or any other perspective, for example, design, algorithms, and so on. So you will now get a lot of other subjects or the terms that are relevant to your Internet of Things. Internet of Things could be just one of your broad topic, but within that you want to explore yourself with this dissertation and thesis collection. Okay. Now the next one you want to focus is the index term. Okay, what is index term? It's more granular. So it can be within the Internet of Things. You want to look at cybersecurity, machine learning, or you want to look at smart home, deep learning, anything, big data, whatever that you think that you want to focus on, you get an idea again. So if you're decided to look at learning on a specific topic within this, so for example, if you want to go into augmented reality, so if you want to go into augmented reality, okay, so here you go. So you have all this research by these universities that is relevant to augmented reality. Okay, so you can have a quick look. Now I want to give you a general idea on research first, then we go into the documents later. Okay, now like I said, this is a multidisciplinary database. So your research can coming from any research. So I see lots of your research are technology related, technical related, engineering related, computer science related, business related. So you can actually focus on those subjects. Okay. Now let's say if I want to do research on this specific topic. Okay. So let's say I want to find, is there any research on rooftop? This is very specific, yeah. Rooftop solar or photovoltaic. Okay, this is very specific. So you just make sure that you have the right spelling. And this time you want to find all the articles where there's a title. You know, if this title, then you know it's relevant to you. Okay, so this one you want to look out for. Okay, so you do have, this is all about rooftop solars, right? It's all about that. But this time you're saying, no, I also want this topic also to be discussed at the abstract. Okay, now you move to this abstract, and this time you say abstract. Okay, either in the document title or in the abstract. Okay, so yeah, make sure this is, you remember this, either in the title or in the abstract. If you put this and, it will only look for both. That means it must appear at the title, it must appear at the abstract. If you say or, can be any, either in the title or in the abstract. You just take note of that, very important, that one. Okay, so now you have more research, more topic that you can find. But remember, now you also have access to scholarly journals and other materials. But your focus is to look at, if you want to focus and look at dissertation and thesis global, just go into this dissertation and thesis global. Then you know these are all the research done by users across the world. You know, the content provided across the world from master thesis as well as the doctoral thesis. And if you want to know which university have been the top provider of this, you can go into more filters and say, okay, institution. So you can see more of that comes from Arizona State University, Stanford University, MIT, you know, University of California, Berkeley, and so on. So if you know, these are all the top, some of these top universities in US. So if you want to focus on Stanford, you just go into Stanford specifically, okay, and see what is the research by Stanford that's relevant to solar related research in Stanford. Okay, so you can discover the content such a way. Okay, now what we did so far is, number one, when we do not know what to start with, we have a subject. Okay, we use a broad subject indexing. Okay, now when we know what we want to search, then we want to focus into a specific areas like, the subject or the key terms or even the institution. Okay, we know what we want to search. And other than that, if you want to use location, you can use location. Or if you want to look up for other indexes, you clear the form. You clear this form first. Okay. Now you come to this lookup indexes. Lookup indexes, you have authors. Usually, if you know the author, if you have read about the author, author means here we are talking about the person who have contributed to the dissertation and thesis. So then you can look up for the specific authors. Or if you are looking at the advisor, sometimes if you want to collaborate with the institution, you want to talk to the advisor. So this particular advisor have advised like more than many dissertation and theses. So you can use advisor and use the name of the advisor. You just type in the name and find for the advisor. Okay. And the institution, let's say I'm very interested to know all the research done by Stanford. Okay, just you want to know all the research done by Stanford. So I just go into Stanford and say, yes, all the research, I want to have a quick look. So you just search such a way. Okay. So you see all the research that is by Stanford, you will have access to both in full text as well as abstract. So here, if you want full text, you just put in full text in here. So remember, you do have access to abstract, but abstract is important for you to know, to know if that, this research exists, yeah, to keep in your mind. You want to know if this research exists. Okay, now if from here, you basically can filter and say, in Stanford, what subject is so popular? What have they contributed? So they've contributed to research like electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemistry, mathematics, and many more. Computer science as well. So you can see all this research. So you can go into the research that's relevant to your own interests. Okay. Now, you can also do the other way. You can modify this and say this time I don't want to go by university or the institution. What I want is I want to go by subject, because my subject interest is to do augmented reality, for example. Okay, so just type in augmented reality. So you can see augmented reality, there are quite a bit of research on augmented reality. So you just select all this, because mainly is augmented reality, but there are some, one or two is tagged under the Congress and the related reality law and legislation. You just add all of those and search. Now what you will get is all the subject heading that is relevant to augmented reality. Okay, so it's all augmented reality. Again, remember you want to go into a specific institution you want to go in, right? Then you can say, okay, these are the universities doing research on augmented reality, but whom do you want to look at? So maybe McGill University of Canada, then you go into and look at the research such a way. Okay, now let's say your research is a lot more if it's a lot more straightforward. So for example, your research is, you want to do your research that's relevant to supply chain management and the application of text mining. Okay. Use the data. Okay, let's leave it as data. So for example, let's say I want to do this. So you are looking at supply chain, okay, supply chain and text mining or data. So because these are two, either text mining or data, right? So you need to do this way. You need to put in a quotation mark so that it will read supply chain and or data, or supply chain, text mining, or supply chain and data. So it's either one of these, right? Or if you want it that way, and you can say, okay, this appear at the abstract. You can see you still have quite a bit of research and also scholarly journals on that. So you can find this information easily. Yeah. So it can be easier for you to look up for those information. Yeah. So the data that I didn't put in a data predicts or data analysis or anything. The reason is I'm not sure what I want specifically. So some of it says data analysis, some of says data driven, right? Data driven. So I leave it open so that you can it can fill it it can be data driven, data analysis, data predictions, and so on. So you now get more relevant. And now again, if you want to go for dissertation, remember to go into this database, go into Proquest dissertation and thesis global, use the global, yeah, okay, and see, okay, I want to look at dissertation. Now let's say I want to go into a specific dissertation. I want to have a quick look. So for those who want to only look at, you see this is only available in abstract, this is still new, available in abstract. So if you go into full text, yeah, if you confine this to full text, then you get all the full text database. So let's say I want to look at this. Okay, I want to see more relevant to data. Okay, this one, for example, yeah. So just when I click on this, you can either click on it or you can have a quick look here, right? You can have a quick look and look at the abstract here. You can look at the full text directly. So usually you will have a quick look to read the abstract and see if it's relevant to you before you move in to look at the full documents. At the same time, you can also look at your subjects that's been, this article has been tagged. So you look at this one. So from here, so whenever you get this is good. This basically, it's kind of a tutorial to talk to you on what is a dissertation, you know, all that thing. So you just close this, yeah, you just have to dismiss this. Okay, now here you have the full text in PDF. So all that you do is you basically go into the details. You will now look at the, you know, the table of contents, what content that you want to edit into your research. Okay, so this here is very simple, very straightforward, just introduction. But chapter 2 is a lot more in depth. So you can talk about the introduction to individual concepts of the research that they want to address in this research. Yeah, and you can see all these examples. Okay, usually you will probably want to come to this, the discussion, the conclusion, and the future work that you want to explore. Okay, this is where you go. So in some dissertation, it's slightly different. So you just look up for those important parts that you want to explore. Okay, now the next thing that you want to look at is when you are doing this research, if you find something that is relevant to you, okay, another thing that I want to remind you is if you want to see the one with the references when you're doing this research, okay, wait, hold on a second. So if you are very focused on doing research on dissertation and thesis, I would suggest you just go back to the dissertation and thesis specific, yeah, because there are a lot more, the features are specific to dissertation and thesis. Okay. Okay, so you see now you want the citation connection. So you want to research for a dissertation with the citation connection. So when you do this, okay, so you will see all the dissertation that is citation connection, like the references will appear here. So you basically go into individual, let's say this is relevant to you, relevant to your research, this is relevant to your research, this is relevant to your research. All that you do is just go into the references. So if you go into the references, you will see all the references used to come out with this research. And from there, basically, you just click on the research and read about it. If you don't have hyperlink, it's not hyperlink, that means it's not available through Proquest. That means you just take the citation and search it in other databases or in your library portal in other collections. Okay. On your right, if you notice, there is actually a foundational research. That means whatever the reference used, the 5 main references used is also used in these references. Yeah, it's used in these references. That's why they suggest this as a foundational research. So you can go for the next of these, and explore this immediately. So by finding the right one research, you are now able to go and look at the rest of the research, not only through the references, also through the foundational research topic here. And as you go down, you will see similar dissertation. Okay, similar dissertation means the dissertation that has 5 shared references as well, but you see that what is the similarity index. So usually the higher the similarity index is, the more similar to your research. So you can find more research topic, but this one has 7%, but is similar. Maybe some or 1 or 2 points you can have a quick look. You can read for additional knowledge as well. Okay, so this is what it means. So from there, you are now able to, from one document, now you're able to explore to the rest of the documents by using the references and so on. In some instances, you will find cited by. I would always recommend you to look at the cited by, because cited by is where it tells you, you know, this document has cited, these other documents have cited your document and why they cite it, whether they cite it saying that they're agreeing with your research argument, or they're conflicting with your research argument. So you can see, you will have more multiple views from there. Okay, so there are many ways you can maximize the use of this content. Okay, now coming back to this, I'm focusing on dissertation and thesis. Okay, now topics of the research again can be any topic, because you're probably doing your research from, you know, from different perspective. So I leave it to you to start your research, but just apply the techniques correctly. Okay. Now coming back to when, let's say I'm already confined this, I want citation connection, I want only full text, or I want last, you know, content from 2005 to current, all this confined, and all this done, you are happy with these results. So what you do is you basically save this alert. Okay, so sorry, save these searches. Why you want to save these searches? Because you want to come back and continue your research. You haven't probably you looked at 1 or 2 documents, or if you have a quick glance, you want to have a quick glance, you say, okay, I want to quickly glance all that, change this to 100 articles in 1 page. So have quick glance and say, okay, by doing so, if you find this is relevant to you, this is relevant to you, this is relevant to you, you want to save them into your research folder so that you can come back and have a quick look later. So what you do is select all those and go to your folder, okay, your research folder. So when you put a research when you click on a research folder, or if you want to save your research, it will ask you to sign in to the folder. Remember? So for those of you already signed in, that's okay. I mean, those of you already created an account, no worries, you just sign in. For those who haven't created an account, you need to create an account. Just create an account. Very easy to create this account. All that it needs is your email address, your password. You just confirm your password, accept, acknowledge the consent, create the content. That's it. Create the account. Sorry, that's it. Once you have created the content, again, I'm so sorry. Once you have created the account, then you will come to this page here. You can sign in directly, very easily. You can just sign in. Okay. Then it will ask you to enter your sign-in page. Or you must remember, yeah, once you sign in, you create an account. Remember your email address. Remember your password. That's it. Very simple. So once you have done that, okay, now since this is on your institution's level, I will not be able to go into your folders. So I will now use my ID. Just give me 1 minute. Meanwhile, if you have any question, just feel free to post it here. Okay, now can you see my screen on, this is PQCS Proquest database, Proquest institution by Proquest. Okay, so now you have Proquest dissertation. This is my ID, my content. So if I were to sign in, basically I just sign in here. Okay, just sign in. This is my ID. So for the email address, I would suggest keep to your own email that you always do a collection of your research. That means if you're using institution's email, use your institution email. Don't use others because you will have information here and there. So just keep one email that you do a collections of your research. Okay. So once you have signed in, you should have access your My Research folder. So whenever that you do your research on, for example, if you do your research, you want to save your research or save your documents, this is where you save it. So now let's say by doing my research. Okay, this is that what we did earlier. So when I come to this page, okay. Okay, so now remember we selected a couple of articles. So let's say I want to save these articles. You basically go into your folder, just save it here. Okay, so you have 3 articles you have selected. You are saving it into your all documents and just save it. What happens now is these articles will be part of your folder. You can access it later. Okay, just save that. Okay, now you also say I want to save the whole entire research. Just save it here. Basically, you just save this research and say this is supply chain related research. Okay, this for your references, yeah. Just save it. Okay. From here, you can also create alert. Yeah, you can create alert. You can also create RSS feed for yourself to to learn about it. Okay. To keep yourself updated, and also get a link here. Okay, so let's say you get a link. Okay, now just copy this link and share it with your team members, or you share it with your students, like lecturers. If you want to share them the pool of documents you found, you basically can share this link to your students through your learning management system. Okay, so now next part is when I have stored my information, saved my information, the next time I come, I just go into my research folder and say, I want to look at all the documents that I have, articles that I have saved. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, so here you go. You have all your articles here. You have all your collected articles here. You can quickly come here and read the articles then from here. Whatever that you have saved in your searches is all here as well. Okay, remember we have saved. Then I click this and go back to my research, my result sets. Yeah, so I can examine the results again. And alerts. So if I want to create alert from here, I want to stay updated with this research. Okay, where I've already confined it accordingly. Then you just name this alert as supply chain. And then you say, okay, it will send to the email that I've registered. If I have additional email, I can edit here and go on next level to say how frequently you want this research to be sent to you, whether you want weekly, monthly, quarterly, daily, up to you. Weekly or monthly would be good. For how long? Depends on your research, 6 months, then just create this alert. So what happens now is the system will run the search accordingly to what have you designed earlier, and then find any new articles, new dissertations that relevant to that topic. It will send to you your email, okay, to alert you, and you can have a quick access to that. Okay, apart from that, if you're a person who like to keep yourself updated with RSS feed, you can also create an RSS feed. Yeah? Just create an RSS feed. So you have your RSS feed extension here. Then you can click on it and follow. So what it means to you now is any new articles, new documents, it's added to your RSS feed, to your topic that you have added to your RSS feed, then you can access it. For example, I have new articles on bioengineering. So I just click on it and I say I want to access it. I can click and access to the article. So there are many ways you can make use of this these features, the functionality from here to stay updated of your research article. Yeah. Okay, now finally, how do I want to import this information? How do I want to export this information into my citation management systems? Very important, because I found my articles that I want. How do I do it? Yeah, hold on a second. Now let's go back to your own access. Okay. Now, when you are here, so let's say if you are looking at your dissertation and thesis. Okay, so if you want to cite this information, how do I cite it? So like I have a question, if you see a site link in Google Scholar, you will see a site link. Similarly, you have the site link here. It's very easy. If you see this, this quotation mark, like one quotation mark, like it's about citing. So if you want to select this and you want to cite it, it's basically very easy. You just cite it like that. And you will have all the citation information here. And what is your citation style? You need to pick your citation styles from here. Okay, so that's how you will cite it. And for those who say, no, I'm not going to cite it immediately, I basically want to move this into my research citation management system, because I've already standardized my citation management system citation style. So what you can do is now you go into, open up this article. Okay, or you could have done it here. Hold on a second. So if when you click on your site, select this, yeah, cite it. You can also export it to here, export to citation manager file. So you either export it to your RefWorks, export to your EndNote, or you export it to RIS file, or you can export it Noodle Tools, EasyBeep, and so on. Depends on your citation management system. If most of you use Citevi, Mendeley, Zotero, and others, you can always use the RIS file. Just click on the RIS file. Okay. Okay. Now you say, I want to export this into a RIS file. So whenever you do a RIS, when you export it to your RIS file, you must remember, I don't know, just coming to this. Hold on a second. Okay, whenever you when you export your RIS file, that means you are exporting the metadata only. Yeah, you're not exporting the full access, full content. You're accessing the metadata. So remember that in any site, when you access it through the RIS file or export it right directly, you are exporting metadata only. So once you have exported, so the system will ask you, where do you want to export it? So if you have associated your Mendeley into this Proquest, then you can export it directly. If you haven't, you can go into the notepad, right? Just click OK. Then all the metadata here is created in the RIS file. So basically, you just save this RIS file into your local drive. Then you go to your Mendeley, click on the Add button, import it. That's it. Very, very easily you can import it to your citation management system. Okay. So you have two ways. One is your site. One is your, you can cite immediately from here, or you can also export it to your citation management system. So when you go into each of these documents, you have many ways to download it. You can download the PDF here. You can download the PDF from here. You can download it from the 3 dots as well, many ways. So when you download the PDF and you import it to your citation management system, then now you have both. You have your metadata as well as your full documents. If you only export it from here, from the RIS file, then you will only have metadata. Just remember that. Okay. Now going back to okay. No, apart from download, you can also cite it from here directly, like what we saw earlier. Email, print. You can also put it into your folder, save to your folder. If you want to collect all into your Google Drive or the cloud saving option like Microsoft OneDrive, You can actually collect all that into your Google Cloud saving options as well. And if you're collecting documents to do some analysis, you want to export it to the Excel file, then you can do the Excel file exporting as well. So there are very many ways you can extract information from Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. Okay, so with that, I have covered all the important points. And for those who are new into your research process, you're a new scholar. If you want to learn more about research, I'm going to share a site here. Hold on a second. Okay, so if you please check on the chat box. If you go into this site, you basically access to the e-tutorial or the e-learning e-learning about dissertation. Yeah, so basically it's like, what is dissertation about, the dissertation bootcamp, getting started with your dissertation and thesis, efficient discovery. What we have done so far is we have covered the module 2. We have covered the module 2. There are module 3 on developing productive writing and so on. It's available through this platform, so you can have a quick look on that as well. Okay, so this is accessible on open web, yeah, so everybody can access to that. So with that, I have covered all the important points for the dissertation and thesis. So we have about 8 minutes, so we don't worry about it. I actually want to very quickly show you how you can access to the ebook central. So same way, like just now we have gone into your library portal, go into your e-resources, and if you'll access to the ebook central is a platform where you can find all your collections of books, ebooks. Hold on a second, yeah.
Ms. Kurinji, there is a question from the participant, from Muhammad Tahir. If you can see at the chat box.
Yes, yes. Yes, I covered that earlier. I covered that how they can go and cite it through the platform. I think it's about how to cite it, right? I think I covered already. Is that right?
Yeah. Miss Kurinji already answered the question.
Okay.
Already covered the question.
Okay, and can we get, okay, yes, we will, I will share the slide to you all later after the session. Yes, no problem. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so it's another platform that you have. This is called Proquest eBook Central. So you know it's ebook. So what you have here is collections of ebooks. So apart from whenever we want to do our research, ebook is also part of your literature. Apart from your dissertation and thesis, apart from your scholarly journals, ebook will be also one of your literature to go in and consult with the research topic. So what you do is you come to this platform. If you put a cursor here and if you search it, you have lots of collections of books here, 221,000 books in this collection. So, and this is actually varies from various topic, like, from arts to business to literature. And on your right here, you can see science technology collections, health and medicine collections, social science, and many collections. So if you want to go into a specific collection, you can just put in your, check like this and see, okay, these are all relevant materials or books relevant to electrical engineering related to electrical subjects and so on. So if you want to search for the books, very easy. So you can also search from here, the basic search. You also have advanced search, And you can use by title, or you can go by publisher, you can go by bisect subject indexing. So anyway, this is a very straightforward. It is not as difficult as extensive as the Proquest platform, because you're finding for books, specific books. So for instance, if you are accessing for books like, so for example, let me just take a book example. So let's say you want to look up for a book that has a title on food engineering, right? Let's say go to the title, say I want food engineering book. So you just do it such a way. So you find like 13 books will have food engineering, food process engineering process, fundamental of food engineering, and many more. So you will find the books easily because you are going by title, by advance. So if you say, no, I don't know what book I want, but my subject that I want to look up for is, let's say if you're looking at waste management. Okay, so let's say it's waste management. Okay, let's say do waste management. Because you are not sure what book, you don't know what title you have, you said, okay, give me all the books where there is a subject heading, waste management. Okay, search it. So what you will get is you get lots of books that will be under the wastewater management, wastewater treatment, anything to do with waste management related books. And how do you know this book is waste management related book? So if you click on the book and if you go to the show more, you will see this is the subject heading on bisect subject heading. Yeah? This is all environmental, waste management, water supply, and so on. So that's how you discover your books. So discovering the book, I will leave it to you because it's very easy. So sometimes you can also say, give me books from 2016 to current, last 5 years book. This is very easy, straightforward. So discovering, I leave it to you. So once you have discovered the book, right? For example, if you have, just now we did search on subject waste management, hold on. So your subjects can be any subject because you have 200 over 1,000 books. So it's whether education related, electrical related, mechanical engineering related, mathematics related, any books that you want. So these are supplementary books to your current core subjects. So you can use this as an additional references. Okay, waste management. I'm just using this as an example. So just use this. So now if you want to say within the waste management, I want to find the new related books, new publication date books. Yeah. So new books, current books. So you just change this from relevant, you change to publication date. So you change this. Now you have some books that are relevant to waste management. Let's say you are interested in this book. If you are interested in this book, you just add it to your bookshelf. Okay, just edit your bookshelf. You can create new label, but you can edit like that just quickly. And you can say, okay, this book, hold on. I want to add this book as well, for example, just add it. And you can have more than 10 books here. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so I want to add this book as well. Okay, just add it. So what you are doing right now is, if any books that you are interested, you can edit your bookshelf. It's like your favorite bookshelf. You can just put it into your bookshelf. Then you can go into the individual books and read the book. Yeah, you can also download the chapters to a PDF, into a PDF. When you download into a PDF, you can keep the content, you can keep the documents with you. It will not expire. So let's say I download this page, yes, because I have 130 page, I can download, let's say I download this, the 34 pages. So when I download this into a PDF, 34 pages. Okay, what it means is it will download into a PDF format, and I can keep this format. I can share this format into my learning management system. I want to share it, print and share it with my team members or to students. Yeah, you can do so. So basically, you just download it, let it download. If it takes some time. Okay, it will download into a PDF. So once it's downloaded, your page here will reduce from, let's say I've used 30 pages. Let's say I've used now. Okay, now it refreshed. So you will see that I have 96 pages. So this, you don't worry about this number, because every day, because this book is unlimited access, everybody can access at any time. This get refreshed. This get refreshed after 24 hours. Then you get another 130 pages. Every day you have 130 pages. So if you want to print some other chapters, you can come in and print your chapters and keep it for your references. Okay. Another way, if you say, can I download this entire book? You can now search it for look at the the download the book, but you need a reader. You need the Adobe Digital Edition. This one, you need Adobe Digital Edition to download it. So when you click on download for the first time, then it will say yes, laptop, desktop, just continue and get the additional get Adobe Digital Edition. If you don't have one, you download. If you already have one, you skip it. Yeah, so it's only for the first time. Then you'd go with done with it. Now you can just choose how long you want to keep the book into Adobe Digital Edition for offline reading purposes. Okay, so you can keep for 21 days, then you just download it. So what it means now is I'm downloading the book to my Adobe Digital. It's like borrowing the book from the library and I'm keeping it into my Adobe Digital Edition. Yeah. Just a minute, yeah. Okay, you're keeping into your digital library, into your Adobe Digital Edition library. So you can have all your books here. Whenever you want to, take it offline and read the books, you can do so. So this will tell you how long it will expire. This expired already. This got 5 more hours to expire, and so on. So there are many. You can find those information. And once this get refreshed, you will see when you log in, you will see that you have, the expiry will be written here as well in your, if you've logged in according to your ID. Okay. So now that is how you can download the book and read it to use it for offline purposes. You can also read online very easily. You can just go in and read online, and you have features like, you can annotate, you can put in some notes. You can also download it from here, full download. You can do a chapter download. You can copy the pages. You can do a page download as well. This is page, each page to each page you want into a PDF format. Okay. And if you have entered your annotations, you want to come back and retrack it, you just use the star option to come back and retrack if you have entered any annotation. For lecturers, if you have selected a book and you have put in some annotation, if you want to share this information, basically you just use this link to share that. So this will take you to a specific page where you have entered the annotations. You can share it to your learning management system. So before that, if you want to just share the book alone, you can do so by just sharing this URL. Yeah? If you want to recommend this book to your students, you select this URL and share it into your learning management system. Okay, so it's very easy, very straightforward to use. You can explore. More importantly, you know that this get refreshed and you can download more chapters if you want to. Okay, and finally, in your bookshelf. Okay, when you have collected your books into your bookshelf, you can come back and have a quick look on it. For example, you can just go into this and say what annotation I've done. I want to continue do the annotations. Here you go. You have all the annotation that you have done. You have bookmarked this page. You have done annotations here and so on. So it's very easy. Directly, you can access it from your bookshelf. Not only that, you can also now share this entire folder. If you have 8 books here, you want to share it to your students, you just share this link. Yeah, share this link to in the learning management system. So when the students click on it, it's like a recommended book for them, and they can share this, they can access to these books. So these books you can only share within your institution. So only students with the current institution can access to these books. And not only that, not only to students, if you are working in a team, you can share it to your team as well. Okay, so there are some questions. Let me answer the question. Okay, bisect is more accurate than keyword or full text search. Okay, now why I said use the bisect is bisect is because they are tagged. So because I don't know what books exactly that I want. So by going through the bisect subject, I will get collections of books. I'm exposed to more books. But if I'm very confident with my key term that what I want, so I would suggest either you go by keyword or full text. This means it will go into the entire book. That means from the top to the end of the books, from the first chapter to the last chapter of the books, and look up for information. So if there is a keyword mentioned in that, then it will give you the results of it. The rest of it, if I want to go title, it will just look up at the title level. If you go by series, then it go for specifically the series title. So that's what it means. So it depends on, you can do both actually. You can do. Is the same account used for Proquest? And yeah, if you are accessing your institutional level, then you go into your authentication. So once you have authenticated, enter your ID and password through to the library portal, then you should be able to access to your ebook central. Yes, that's right. A lot of people are not aware of, that 24 hours refresh, so that's why I always share with users and say actually quite good that you have access to the 24 hours refresh, where you can come back and download again more pages. So that is very important. Take note of that. So even like this book, so if you want to come back, you can see that everyone can access to this book at any time, and you have 170 pages. So if you have downloaded the 170 pages, because this book is old book, the whole thing is 847. So you go by subsection. Just download it, and if you have exhausted today 170, wait for tomorrow, you will have your access. Okay, so it's a good question. Let me see. Can we renew the book once borrowing? Okay, yes, of course. Once the borrowing here expired, right, you will say you're unable to open. So all that you do, you just go back to this pool, download it again. That's it. You don't have to wait. Until 20 days is over. So let's say on the 19 days or 18 days or 20th day before it expires, if you want access, you can download again. You can have 2 copies of it in the Adobe Digital Edition. No problem. Don't have to wait to the ending period. Can we list down the download? Can we list down or download or title? Okay, this is for administrators. Yes, you can go into the Lib Central and download the list of books in the ebook central. Yes. Okay, I covered all the important points because we have quite we have passed that time. We're supposed to end at 11:30, so we passed that time. So any other questions? I'm happy that we have a lot of questions here. So explore the ebooks. Ebooks has got 200,000 over collection in your institution. Okay, and on your right here, basically, it's like, it's saying, okay, this book has reference twice, and if you want to see more other relevant books that is relevant to these books, you can also explore these books and so on. So sometimes they will propose the one available in this platform, or maybe not available. So you just have to check the availability. So if you click on check availability, then you can see that. Okay. Oh, these books are also available. Okay, something like that. Okay. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of literatures, a lot of collections of books in your library. Your library have allocated all this for you all. So make sure that you make use for your research purposes or teaching purposes or learning purposes. Okay, with that, thank you so much. I will hand it over to the to the MC.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kurinji, for the informative sharing session. Is there any other question? No? Okay. Before we end the session, participants, please free to fill the registration form. The link in the chat box. Okay, and then just to inform that we have another webinar session today at 2:30 p.m. Okay, don't forget to join. Okay, thanks again to Miss Kurinji and all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Puan Arianti, and thank you, Puan Nurul. Sorry, thank you so much, Puan Nurul, for organizing this session. And thank you for everyone who have attended this session. I also posted my post-webinar survey link, so feel free to share your feedback here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Kurinji. So hope
Okay.
hope can you see you again in next session?
Yes, we look forward to see you in the next session. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Miss Kurinji,
Yes,
are you still there?
yes, I'm here.
Sorry, Miss Kurinji. It means that there's one for the list of the title in ebook for
Yes.
e-book. Yeah. So the admin should be Puan Nurul.
I'm not sure who. I can check for you if you want to. I think should be one of you should have the access to it.
Okay.
We-
Because if
I
you
will
want reading for
I
the
think for,
MQA, we have to list down all the titles for their reference. That's why.
Okay.
Okay.
I will, if you later,
For the
just
la-
email me. I can show you how to do that also. It's in the Lip Central.
Okay. Thank you very much then.
No
Oh,
problem.
that one I think we do not have the latest title one.
Okay.
So
So I will show you, which is basically go to the site and say, okay, I want to download the whole title list. That's it for your mark record purposes.
So Miss Kurinji, for the I want to make a confirmation. So there is about 22,000 title, right? 20.
No, you have 200 over
200, right?
221,000, yes.
So, okay, 200 over 1,000. That means every year how much it increase the title?
It depends, like there will be an increase. Like I think if I'm not mistaken from last year, my last year, I think it was about 200,000. I think 20,000 books has been increased this year. If I recall, if I'm doing this session right last year, I didn't keep a complete count of exact numbers, but I think there is about at least 20,000 books is been increased. At the same time, you will also see there will be a takedown of books. That means there will be, some publishers don't want to participate, so you will not see that books. So there will be a takedown as well as an additional books as well.
Okay, so for 200,000 title, we can access PDF and we can download it, right?
Yes, you can be, whenever you see the number, right? So how much they allow you to download per day, and then you can refresh. So especially when it's unlimited access, that means everyone can access in the institution at the same time. There's no limit.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kurinji.
Okay, we can next time we can have one session for the ebooks, maybe half an hour, and then the other one maybe 1.5 hours, so we can cover everything in detail and detail.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Feel free to email to me, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.